Hello, I am Professor Kalpesh Patel, Electrical Engineering Department from the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Our subject is Control System Theory of the BE 3rd year 5th sem and the subject code is 3130905. Our second chapter name is Time Response Analysis of the Control Systems. So this is the flow of contents. First one is standard test signals like ramp input, step input and impulse inputs. Second one is the time response of the first order and second order systems for the standard state signals. Application of initial value and final value theorems. Fourth one is the design specification for second order systems based on the time response. Fifth one is the concept of stability using RH criteria. Relative stability analysis, root locus techniques, and last one is a construction of the root loci. First topic is standard state signals. In control systems, there are many kind of the inputs like sine wave, cosine wave, impulse input, step response, square wave, triangular wave. So first, after the design of the control system, we have to identify the system's response for particular inputs. So it how act at a different input signals. So we have to test this control system for the different types of the control inputs. So it is very interesting fact to know the most control system do not know what their inputs are going to be. That means the control systems in industry that there is many kind of the inputs. So control system don't know the what inputs are given to the system. So to identify or to check the response of the system, we have to check the output response of the control system for the different types of the state signal. These state signals are known as the standard state signals. So, these standard state signals are most commonly used in the industry. So thus the system design cannot be done from the input point of the view, as we are unable to know in the advance the types of inputs. Now need of the standard test signals. The examples of different kind of inputs like when a radar tracks on enemy plane, the nature of the enemy plane's variation is random. That means the enemy plane vary the track and speed. So the input of the control system is variables. Second one is the terrain curves of the road are random for the drive in automobile systems. Third one is the loading on a shearing machine when which load will be applied or thrown off. That means if we applied the load is increased. When it remove the load will be decreased. So the inputs is variable. Thus from such type of inputs we can expect a system generally to get an input which is maybe like a sudden change in the inputs, maybe momentary shocks, that means temporary signals are available, a constant velocity like in plane, a constant accelerations. So based on these four kind of input changes, we finally get the standard state signals like step inputs, which is significance of the sudden change, impulse input which signifies that the momentary shocks. So ramp input signifies the constant velocity and parabolic input signifies the constant acceleration. So these four are known as the standard state signals, so which involve all the most of the industrial inputs like sudden change, momentary shock, constant velocity and constant accelerations. These cover the 90 to 95% area of the industrial signals. Now first one is a step inputs. Mathematical representation of the step input signals RT is equal to RUT. That means t greater than 0, its magnitude is R. So this is the 0. So t greater than 0, its magnitude is R, and for t less than 0, its magnitude is 0. This kind of signal is known as the step inputs. So this signal signifies a sudden change in the reference input RT at t equal to 0. Before t equal to 0, it is the 0. So at t equal to 0, it becomes the sudden change in the magnitude. So Laplace representations, that means t domain to s domain, become R. Laplace of RUT equal to R by S. Second one is the unit step inputs. Unit step indicate that its magnitude is unity. Unity, that means 1. So the mathematical representation of the unit step input is given by RT equal to the 1 UT. In previous step inputs, R indicate the magnitude, but in steps inputs, R become 1. That means its magnitude is 1. So in unit step input, for t greater than 0, its magnitude is 1. So t greater than 0, its magnitude is 1, and t less than 0, its magnitude is 0. So this signal signifies a sudden change in the reference input signals RT at t equal to 0, and the Laplace representation of the unit step input is given by LUT equal to 1 over S. Third one is the ramp input. So mathematical representation of the ramp input signal RT equal to the RT, where R is defined as the slope. So the graphical representation of ramp input signal is this. So this R indicates that the slope of the ramp signals. So for t greater than 0, it varies the RT, where R is the slope and it is the constants, and for t less than 0, its magnitude is 0. The signal have constant velocity, so it signifies the constant velocity signals. So the magnitude of the signal vary with respect to time, so linearly increasing. So this is known as the constant velocity, and Laplace of the ramp input signal RT equal to the R by S square. And last one is the unit ramp input signals. The mathematical representation of the unit step input unit ramp input RT equal to 1t, where 1 indicate this slope of the systems is 1. So this is the also ramp signal, but its slope is 1. So this is the 1 UT. So for t greater than 0, its magnitude is 1t, that means t, and for t less than 0, its magnitude is 0, when R equal to 1 for unit ramp inputs. So the Laplace representation of the unit ramp inputs given by LT. So it is only 1 is the constant. So the Laplace of the t is 1 by S square. And the parabolic inputs. The mathematical representation of the parabolic input RT equal to the RT square by 2. So this is the graphical graphical representation of the parabolic inputs like this. So for t greater than 0, it is defined as rt square by 2, and for t less than 0 is defined as the 0. So this is the constant acceleration signals. And then Laplace representation of the parabolic input rt is equal to r is constant and r by 2 is constant, and Laplace of t square equal to the 2 by s cube, and 2 will be cancelled out, so it become r by s cube. Now next one is the impulse inputs. Impulse input, that means it's remain only for the unit times. So unit impulse input is defined as its magnitude is 1 at t equal to 0, and for remaining time of the t its value is 0. So this is signifies that the input's response is the sudden shocks in mechanical system. So the mathematical representation of the impulse input rt equal to delta t, and it is equal to 1 for t equal to 0. Sorry, here is t equal to 0, and its value is 0 for remaining all value of the t. And the Laplace representation of the input signals L delta t equal to the 1. So the function has a unit value for t equal to 0, and remaining value of the t less than 0 and t greater than 0 equal to the 0. Now we understand what is the pole and zero of the transfer function. First of all, we define what is transfer function, which is already covered in chapter 1. Here the simply representation of the transfer function is given by the Gs equal to Cs by Rs, where Cs is the output and Rs is the input. Both Cs and Rs are polynomial in S. So this is the polynomial equations of the Cs and Rs. So Bm Cs is in polynomial Bm raised to s raised to m, b m minus 1 s raised to m minus 1, and the last one is the b0. So this is the general form of the polynomial, where m is vary from 0 to 1 to up to the infinity. Same as the Rs is defined as s raised to n plus a n minus 1 s raised to n minus 1 up to the an. So it is k s minus b1 s minus b2 s minus b3 up to the s minus bn divided by s minus a1 s minus a2 s minus a3, where k is the constant gain k, and b1 b2 b3 are the zeros of the systems, and a1 a2 and a3 are the pole of the systems. N is the type of system. Type of system, that means type 0 system for n equal to 0, type 1 system for n equal to 1, and type 2 system for n equal to 3. So if type 0 system, that means the system has no S. If it is type 1 system, so system has the S, and if type 2 system, then there are 2 power of S is 2. So the value of S for which the transfer function magnitude Gs become infinite after substitution in the denominator of the system are called the pole of the transfer functions. That means if we put the value of S such that the gain of the system become infinitive, so this value of the S are known as the poles of the transfer functions. So the This will understand by one example. Determine the poles of the transfer functions. So gs equal to s plus 2, s plus 4 divided by s plus 3, s plus 4. According to the definition of the pole, so by putting the value of s, the gain of the system become infinite. So to become the magnitude of the gs infinite, the denominator, this is the numerator and this is the denominator. So denominator becomes 0, so the magnitude of gs become infinitive. So putting the value of s such that the gain of the system gs become infinitive, that this value of s is known as the pole of the transfer functions. So if you put the value of s such that the numerator becomes 0, so s plus 3, denominator becomes 0. So here denominator is equal to s plus 3, s plus 4 equal to 0. So if we solve these equations, we get the three values of the s. First one is s equal to 0, s equal to minus 3, s equal to minus 4. So if s equal to 0, so this system is also 0. If we put s equal to minus 3, so this term becomes 0. So the all equation becomes 0. If we put s equal to minus 4, this term becomes 0. So whole system becomes 0. So the pole of the systems are defined as 0, minus 3 and minus 4. Now we put the poles in S plane. In S plane, one is the real axis sigma and one is the imaginary axis j omega. So representation of the pole in S plane is known as the S plane representations. So here is the positive value 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And in this direction it is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and 5. In this direction imaginary positive j, 2j, 3j. In this direction negative imaginary values. So first one we put the s equal to 0. So this is s equal to 0. And pole is represented by the cross sign. So here one pole s equal to 0, second one is s equal to minus 3 and third one is the s equal to minus 4. So this is the representation of the poles. Now 0 and zeros of the systems are defined as the value of s for which the transfer function magnitude gs becomes 0. So after substituting the value, after substitution in the numerator of the systems, the magnitude of the systems, so magnitude of the transfer function become 0. So this is the systems. So this is the numerator. So in numerator the value of s such that the numerator becomes 0. So the magnitude of gs become 0. If you put the value of s such that the numerator become 0 and whatever the denominator, but the numerator equal to 0, the magnitude of gs become 0. So by putting the value of s such that numerator becomes 0, this value of s are known as the zeros of the transfer functions. So by By this example, we can easily understand the value of zeros. Here one example is given: gs equal to s plus 2, s plus 4 divided by s plus 3, s plus 4. This is the numerator and this is the denominator. So by definitions, numerator equal to 0. So by putting the numerator as s plus 2, s plus 4 equal to 0, if we solve these equations, we get s equal to 0, s equal to minus 2, s equal to minus 4. If we put s equal to 0, this becomes 0. S equal to minus 2, this whole equation becomes 0. If we put s equal to minus 4, this whole equation becomes 0. So the value of s equal to 0, s equal to minus 2, s equal to minus 4 are known as the zeros of the transfer functions. Now the S-plane representation of the zeros. 0 is represented by the symbol 0. So for s equal to 0, this is 0, s equal to minus 2 and s equal to minus 4. So this is the S-plane's representation of the zeros. Pole zero plots. The diagram obtained by locating all the pole and zero of the transfer function in S-plane is called the pole zero plot. So S-plane has two axes, one is the real axis and one is the imaginary axis. So S equal to J plus S equal to sigma plus J omega. Here X axis is real axis and Y axis is imaginary axis. So X axis represented the value of sigma and Y axis which represent the imaginary axis J omega. So this is 1 0, s equal to 0, s equal to minus 2 and s equal to minus 4, and pole s equal to 0, s equal to minus 3 and s equal to minus 4. So this is known as the pole zero plot. And now the characteristics equations. Definition of the characteristic equations is the equation obtained by equating the denominator polynomial of the transfer function to 0 is called the characteristics equations. So the denominator equal to 0. So this is the denominator. Denominator equations is known as the characteristic equation of the transfer functions. So if we want to check the systems is stable or not, so this is done by the characteristics equations. So the denominator equal to 0 and find the value of poles. This and plot this value of poles in the S-plane and identify how many poles are in RHS plane and how many poles are in LHS planes. So by this we can identify the systems is stable or not. Now the examples for given transfer functions: k x plus 6 divided by s plus 2, s plus 5, s square plus 7s plus 12. Find pole 0 plot and the characteristics equations. So first we find the poles. To find the poles, by definitions, denominator equal to 0. If we so by solving this equation we get the s equal to 0, s equal to minus 2, s equal to minus 5, and by solving these equations we get s square plus 7s plus 12 equal to 0. So if we solve, this is the s plus 2 and s plus 4. So s equal to the minus 3 and s equal to minus 4. So poles of the transfer function are s equal to 0, minus 2, minus 3, minus 5 and minus 4. Now 0. To find the 0, put numerator equal to 0. So numerator equal to s plus 6 equal to 0. So by solving this equation we get s equal to -6. So zeros of the transfer function is s equal to -6. So now third one is the pole zero plots. Here pole is s equal to 0, -2, -3, -4 and -5, and zeros of the transfer function is -6. So this is the pole zero plot of the given systems. Now characteristics equations. Characteristics equation is the, if we put the denominator equal to the 0. So here denominator is s plus 2, s plus 5, s square plus 7s plus 12 equal to 0. So if we multiply these all brackets, so we get this kind of equations. If we first multiply these two, we get this s square plus 7s plus 10. If we multiply this s into these equations, we get s cube plus 7s square plus 10s. So this is this equation. If we multiply these two brackets, we get these equations equal to 0. Now we distribute s raised to 5 here 1, so it is only s raised to 5. S raised to 4, 7 plus 7, so it is 14. S cube is 12 plus 49 plus 10, it become 71, and square value is 70 plus 84, 154, and single s value are 120s, only single, so it is 120s. So this equations is known as the characteristics equation of the transfer functions. Now the GQ questions. For given system, transfer function Cs by Rs equal to s plus 2 divided by s square plus 2s plus 2 into s square plus 7s plus 2. Find out pole zero plot and characteristics equations. Another examples of the transfer function equal to the s plus 2 divided by s plus 4, s square plus 6s plus 10 plus 25. Find out pole zero plot and characteristics equations. The solution of these two examples, example 4 and example 5, are given in PPT. So try yourself and check if it is any query. This is the pole zero plot of example 4, and this is the solution of the example 5, and this pole zero plot of example 5. Characteristics equations. So in this lecture we completed the first topic, standard test signals. So in next lecture we will conduct the time response of the first and second order systems for standard test input signals. First order, that means the type 1 system, and second order, that means the type 2 systems. Time response indicate the response of the systems for different types of input, how much time is taken to rise the first peak value, to settle the systems, and how long time is required to become the steady state of the system. So this is known as the time response analysis. Thank you.